Welcome to my channel, LB Plans. My name is Elle, and today I'm doing a budget with me for the month of November. I like to share these types of videos in hopes that it inspires others to find different ways to manage their money and to get their budgets together. I am in no way or any shape or form a financial advisor. I just share this information in hopes that we can all learn from each other. So if you enjoy this type of content, would you be so kind and consider to subscribe to my channel, as I do budgeting, planning, and a little bit of lifestyle videos combined together. So this is my Notique cover. It is a mauve cover. I don't remember exactly when I actually purchased this, but it's not my favorite cover. However, it's the only cover that my cloth and paper spiral bound notebook will fit in. So this video is going to be a budget with me, but it's going to be kind of Bujo style. I have not successfully found a budget planner that works for me. So I kind of just write it out the best way that I feel meets my needs. So this is a pin from Making It Bling with Erica. She's here on YouTube, Black and Blue. It is the ombre purple. I love this. I got this for my birthday. And if you haven't figured it out yet, purple is my favorite color. So I use this grid book. It works very great for me. It's quite simple. So I'm going to do my monthly budget here and just kind of like a status check here. And then I'll do my paycheck budgets from here to here. So I do have some notes because, as I said in my October budget with me video, I am revamping things for November. So just to give you a little history why I kind of get set up. I am a mother of three. I am a married mother of three. I do emphasize the fact that I'm married because I do understand that that is a privilege to have a two-income household, and I don't take that lightly. I know that that is not everyone's situation, but I can say even in my two-income household with me and my husband, we do split our bills, our four-wall bills down the middle. So that's our mortgage, our utilities, our cable bill, light bill. I think that's the bulk of it. We do split those down the middle. And it works for us. We've been married for 17 years, and this is the best way that we can manage our money individually and be accountable for our own spending. Because sometimes when there's joint accounts, trying to be accountable for individual spending can just, that's a whole lot of that I ain't trying to get into. So this is what works for us. So I write, I don't know, maybe it's a 80s thing, but I always write. I feel like it's better for me to write at a slant, so hopefully I don't take you guys out of frame. So let's use this marker. I don't know why I'm feeling this color for right now, but in all my other planners, I'm using a kind of a deep burgundy color, but it doesn't show up very well, or it's too dark, so I don't know. So this is, maybe I need to readjust. Hold on. Because it just has to be a little bit closer to me so I can see. Now, for me personally, I do get paid twice a month. And typically, because of how I get paid, because that check is on the last day of the month, I use that as the first check for the next month. So for me, my first check for the month of November will be October 31st, if that makes sense. And then because I am a salary worker and my pay doesn't change very much, I don't budget my entire check. These are some of the revamps that I am doing to my budget. So I have my pay split between 3 accounts, and this is after I make my HSA contributions, which I think I'm doing like $125 a check for my health savings account, my 401k, which I do my company match, and there's something else that goes out of my check. So what I typically budget My paycheck for my bills is $2,445 a check. So together that would be, just use the calculator, Lawanda. Okay. 2,445 times 2 would be 4,890. Then I am going to have a little bit of other income, which will be, I think it's $192. And then I just like to write what that other expected income is. So from my son, it would be $162. That does not say 162, that says 1,000, I wish. And, oh, for my husband, he has to give me $30 extra because our Costco renewal is coming up. So that's 192. Okay, also, from one of my accounts, I am actually bringing over $500. Oh, you know what? That 292 is so wrong. 192, because actually my son's gonna have to give me a little bit more, but it's fine for right now, because like I said, it'll get kind of washed out in the paycheck budget. But yeah, my oldest son is a college student, and he's just got a job, so he's gotten like his first real paycheck. So he's working full-time and he's going to school full-time. When I had my son, I was a 20-something, very young, and college saving plans were a thing at that time for us. We were mainly on survival mode. So now we have a 20-year-old and we're paying for his college as we go. Yep, we tried to find, grants and scholarships, but if you're not in that world, it's harder. Drinking some coffee. If you're not in that world, it's harder than it looks. So I am just fortunate that, I am able to cover a lot of his expenses, but he has to still work to be able to cover his day-to-day stuff. So, and he's young. So experience is always better than education. That's my motto on that, and that's all I got to say. Okay, so now I have my income. I'm just going back to see how I separated this. So let's go ahead and just draw a line. All right, so my bills, and then sinking funds or whatever, and then I'll do expenses. So we'll do bills first. So bills don't typically change much, so I'm gonna start with the joint bills, which is the mortgage. I don't know what to call it, cable, internet, we'll just call it Xfinity. Which I don't even know why we still pay for cable. Like, I can't remember. The only time, the only time we use cable, I live in Florida. So the only time we really use cable is during hurricane season, just to watch the Weather Channel, just to see Jim Cantor. That's the only reason why. So we're paying way too much, but it's a convenience more than it's a necessity. And eventually we're going to have to make a change on that. Yeah, just making sure I didn't miss anything. So I have utilities. And electric was extremely low, and I'm happy that the hot days are gone for now, because God knows I couldn't stand another $300 light bill. And these are our joint bills that we split down the middle. We also do have a home equity line of credit, but that is a joint debt, and it is consumer debt. And so until we can come up with a plan together to tackle that, we're just making the interest-only payments. And that's all I have to say about that. I like to separate my bills separately from this. So for me, The biggest bill actually that I have is my son's rent. It is $8,000. Then he has some other fees, but he covers those particular fees, so I don't worry about those. I'm trying to think of what else I have. I have Amazon, which is basically Amazon Prime. And it's like 15 bucks and change. And then let's see, we have Chase. And actually on my Chase card, Chase is all of my subscriptions that I can put on there where it doesn't charge me, with the exception of Amazon. So that equals up to like $80. And then when I budget monthly, or budget my paycheck, I always include Chase spending. So anything that I spend on that card, and I particularly only use that card because of the rewards, I pay it back. And so you've kind of seen my little bill folio. Like anything I spend on credit, I put the cash in it because I am a cash envelope stuffer. It works for me. I know it looks crazy sometimes when you see people do that, like why you just don't keep the money in your account. I have to see the size. Psychologically, I have to see that cash move to understand my spending. If I was just swiping and just paying it, I have that disconnect. And so for me, I have to see it. So don't knock it till you try it. Then I have my cell phone bill, great, which is $167. Let's see, what else? I paid off PayPal. It was a 0% interest that I was paying off, but like I said, I'm tired of making the monthly payments. I think you can be a slave to payments just like you can be a slave to interest. And sometimes getting caught up in the interest-free hoopla of everything, or the very low, like 1 to 2%, can just be as damaging because it still takes your money away from you. So I want to be able to allocate my money where I see fit. So I went ahead and paid it off. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else. Let's see. I got Chase. I'm not paying PayPal. I'm going to put Gap here. Even though Gap is not mine, it is, well, it's my credit card, but my husband, not my husband, my son was using it. And so I am actually locking the card, and now that he has pay, and now he has to settle up his debt. So that's why I said I'm taking $500 from my savings, and I'm gonna put that $500 on the Gap card. And he has work out a payment plan with him to pay me back. So I have like a whole tally of what he owes me. And it is what it is. Like I said, we didn't have college savings plan, so we did the best that we could with what we had. I think that is it. So let's add that up. I need a new calculator because I feel like I don't hit the buttons hard enough. And so I always add it up twice, just because if I don't hit the buttons hard enough, the number doesn't press. And then I'm sitting here thinking I added something that I did not. Okay, 1762. All right. Sorry, I have to keep going back. See, normally I have Gap and Accolade separated here. So I just wanted to make sure I have my little buckets, but I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, because PayPal. Right. Okay. So that is it for the bills. So from a 5672 standpoint, minus 1187, minus 2723. Let me do that again because I don't trust anything. 5672 minus 1187 minus 1762. Okay, 2723. So that's what I'm budgeting with. I should put a clip here. That way I don't have to keep flipping back, but it is what it is. Okay, so then we go into expenses, right? I'm just going to put expenses down here because they're not that many. And so this is where I look at my cash envelopes, mainly my cash envelopes, not necessarily my sinking funds. I meant to highlight that first. Like I said, sinking funds are going to go over here. And I don't have that many yet, but like I said, I'm revamping my budget, but it's just going to take time to get to everything to kind of get the momentum of revamping it. So normal expenses here are food or groceries, right? Eating out, spending, that's my spending. So normally these are cash envelopes for all of these. I think I hit everything. Yep. So let's see, how do I want to split this up? So I am increasing my grocery budget. It was at 500. That is not enough. Not with how everything is costing these days. Like, it's just not realistic anymore. But to offset it, I am dropping my eating out budget significantly. We just been doing it too much. The month of November is no eating out. So I have 100 there because my son does play sports, and sometimes we get caught up with concession stands or late games and we have to grab something. But my goal for November is going to be a minimum no eating out month. So you guys pray for me, because that means that I have to be on board with my budgeting and meal planning and so forth. So, all right, spending is me. I do 150 for spending, but I do split it up. I don't just buy a lot of stuff. Like in that, I have like $30 goes to self-care, $30 goes to planner supplies, and then 90 is just like whatever. And typically what I've been doing is I've just been overspending and eating out. So I just been putting that money, spending money has been like covering when I get something specifically just like for me or whatever. Grooming is always $100. That covers haircuts, and if my daughter gets braids, or if I need to get hair to do braids or something like that, anything grooming related. And sometimes I also use it for grooming, like toiletry items like deodorant and things like that. Gas is 150 still, but I'm going to change out how I allocate that paycheck per paycheck. Household is 100. Caleb gets 30. Zoe gets 30. Lunch is Caleb's lunch. I budget $20 a month. My husband does the other 20. And then fun stuff, I think I'm just going to do 20 for fun right now. And then these will be, most of these will be split by check. So let's see, this one will be 350. I really don't want to write in there because I know it might smear, but I don't know. We'll see. 50, 50. I do it all at one time. I could split that up. We'll see when I get to my paycheck budget, because I could split that up. Grooming, I like it at 100 once a month. Gas is split now, 75, 75, because gas is slowly creeping up. Household, I'm just looking at some of these things that I could split them up to make them a little bit more palatable, but we'll get there when I get to the paycheck budget, because this is just the plan. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to do this. And it depends on when I get my funds from the others and savings. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I change my direct deposit so that $500 don't go into that other savings account, because it's just a whole lot easier if the money could just get direct deposited into the right account. All right, so let's add up my expenses. That says $1,400. And I said I had $2,723 minus $1,400, so that leaves a very weird number. Let's try that again, because I messed that all the way up. $1,323 for sinking funds. Okay. All right, so my first one is typically Costco's. I'm trying to think that I want to write it right up under there. I guess I can. I like to be able to check it off once I do it on the budget. Now, Costco's, I am changing that. So I got rid of my Sam's envelope. So now I'm just doing 150 to Costco's, which will be 75 each. The only thing that I hate about that is the rings. And the only way to deal with that is to actually take it out of here. That way it falls that way. So I got rid of Sam's. They were just unnecessary to have both. I am putting some money to the side for next year, blue-green. I don't want to, but it is what it is. Car maintenance. $50. Let's see. Anniversary. I'm going to go ahead and finish that one, which is 120. Christmas. I'm going to try to knock out a lot on Christmas, so that's going to be 500. Birthday, only birthday really is my husband's, and I think I owe like 60. I think I owe 65, because I had that weird amount, right? I had that 35. Yeah, that's 65. All right. Oh yeah, I want to start putting money away for New Year's. New Year's Eve, me and my husband and the kids, we do like a game night, and we typically like play bingo and Uno and other games. Although we are looking for the Uno No Mercy. And we play the winner gets gift cards. So I'm just trying to put some money to the side to help cover the expenses of those gift cards. I think from a sinking funds perspective, that is it. So let's see. I had 2,723, right? And then I'm taking away 1,400. So I have 1,323. And then I'm just writing on a scratch piece of paper so I don't forget. All right. So 150 for Costco's, 15 for Blue Green, 50, 120, 500, 65. That's 905 minus 1323, leaves me 418. So then I want to finish my savings challenge binder, because that money is going to go to my car auto insurance premium for the next 6 months, which is due in January. So I have $230 left on that. Okay. I do have my little class of, so let's do 2025, and then we have class of 2026. 27, and I was told that I need to add class of 2031 because somebody, I ain't gonna say her name, but she was like, what about me? So a little bit goes a long way. So I'm gonna put 14 in both of those. So 14, 160. Okay. If I have more, I can. Oh, you know what I forgot? I need to add my HOA. It's not much, and like I said, me and my husband split it. Okay. I forgot something, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to add it in. Me and my husband splits the HOA, which is our HOA annually is like $60. So I want to start putting that money to aside for it. It's due in January, so I'm going to put like $10 to it. I only have to come up with 30, so if I do $10 a month, then I should be fine. But I realized that I forgot Costco renewal, which should be an expense. So I'm just going to write it here. Because that $30 from my husband is his. And I just take the $30 from my sinking fund for Costco's. So I need to put that there. And I don't have my white up here with me, so that's fine. So I want to make sure, because then that's how you get extra money. And you be like, oh, I got extra money. Then you realize when you start getting to the paychecks, you don't have extra money. And then shit just goes out. So you gotta remember those things. Okay, what else? Because I still feel like I have more than what I'm supposed to have left. And so I'm gonna re-add this up all over again. But yeah, something just still doesn't feel right in my spirit that I didn't deduct appropriately. So whatever. We'll figure it out. Okay. Yeah, because I only have like I wanted to contribute to the penny challenge, which is like I don't know. Something's not right in the state of China. So let's just do this again. 5672. This is why I always say know your budget, because you know when something isn't right. And what's killing me is that 3 from that 23 disappeared. So I probably subtracted 23 and not two. Like I did something wrong basically. So we're gonna find what I did wrong. So we're gonna take 1430. See, I have 1293. Oh, because I had the $30, whatever. Alrighty. I want to put some to my future entrepreneurship ideas. So I'm just going to put $10 there. I just feel like I'm missing something. So I'm going to add it up again. That did not take long for me to figure out where my whoopsie is. And I don't have whiteout, but I am going to fix it. So I told y'all I can't add, and I swear to God, I did it twice, and the calculator just does not like me, like for real, for real. So 4890 plus 192 plus 500 is 5582, but I have 5672, and I think because I think I added something twice, so I gave myself an extra $90 in error, so that's not right. So 4890, 192, 500. That should be 5582. Then I minus 1187 for my joint bills, my solo bills, 1762. My expenses is 1430. And then this should equal 1203. $1203. So if I take 1203 and add 1430 and add 1762, 1187, that'll give me 5582, which that's what that number is supposed to be, and that is a zero-based budget. I feel good about this budget. My next video will be the paycheck plan with me, which should be coming up very soon. I wanted to get the blueprint down first so I know what I'll be budgeting from paycheck to paycheck. Typically on this page here, this is where I kind of do like an overview. So let me kind of get that. For the month, this big paper clip right here is driving me insane. All right, so I normally do my debt balances. And, you know, I am going to do a, eventually before the, say the end of the year for 2024, I am going to do a debt confessions. But it's so hard to kind of deal with the debt when it's not just yours. And so, like I said about the HELOC, we have to come on an agreement on that. So, because it's not just mine. So, in the meantime, I'm going to focus on the things that I can control. So this is my Visa card that has a very low interest rate. It's like 1.9% right now. So I'm going to make sure I put that on there. I don't have to include PayPal anymore because it has been paid. And so the only other thing is the HELOC. So once I get those two on there, I'll fill those in at the end. I normally do this on the last day. So we'll do 11:30. What else? If I get any cash back, I like to write that there. I do get interest. Who's it from? From my high yield savings account. So any cash back, any interest, I kind of just put it in here. Oh, you know what I do get in November? It's not much, but I do get Rakuten. And I think it's like $8 or $6.30 or something low. I haven't been spending online that much, but that counts. So I will take that money out as long with my cash back and put it into that envelope for cash back. So I will include Rakuten on that. But yeah, I forgot. That's 11.15. So I don't count that money in, but I will take that money out when it deposits and put that to something. And then I like to put what I actually put in my savings challenges. And I think what I'm also going to put here going forward, which I haven't did on the past, like this is my subscriptions. I think I can fit those in. There's only 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put them in here because I think what I'm going to do in this, yeah, I think what I'm going to do in this big section that's kind of blank is I'm going to put my sinking fund balances because I typically don't keep up with my balances. I just go in there and count it. But I think this would be a good spot for that. So, you know, just when you think you're done, right? So, but Costco is really not a sinking fund. It's more of a cash envelope, but I don't go to Costco's every month, so I don't know. But I'm just going to transfer all of these here. And you know, the hesitation of this is like, I see that I have birthday That's fine because this is November. And then once December hits, a lot of this money will be cashed out. Like Christmas will be cashed out. Actually, I'm gonna start buying stuff at Christmas. Um, so I just want to make sure, and that 500 should reach my goal of 1800. So anything that's Christmas related comes from out of that 1800 that I set aside for Christmas, and I will do a better job of accumulating for it. So I'll figure it out here, and then once I get to my paycheck budgets, then I'll go back and kind of update it. I'll probably update it at the end of the month what the balance is. That's just easier that way. So when I go into my December budget with me, I kind of already know what I have to work with. I'm gonna hate doing that, but I did it anyway. Okay. So let's put my little subscriptions. That way I like to mark them off once they have came through. And Samsung. So I think that's it for my zero-based budget. If you have any comments or questions for me, please drop them down below. Thank you for watching my video, and until next video, you guys take care. Bye.